Let's create new character blueprint and set up our skeletal mesh. Add new audio component to play speech assets. Then add Ynnk Lipsync controller component. We need to change some settings now. Audio component name is the name of the component we just added. The same way, set up skeletal mesh component name. Note that in the character blueprint, only actual name of the main mesh component is different from its alias. Animation type is morph targets, since we want to control them directly. Animation targets map should bind each morph target to matching viseme. Note, with this setup, we usually want to use as many visemes as we have. But every case is unique, so feel free to experiment with your model. And finally, set Auto Prime Sound Wave checkbox to avoid desynchronization between audio and lip sync. When you create voice lip sync data object from SoundWave, the audio asset stores reference to its lip sync in asset user data. As a result, we can use getRelated lip sync data function to get lip sync object from SoundWave. And now we can speak out phrase.
Words are framed to express a level of thought, which is by no means primitive.
To generate lip sync in runtime, use recognize uncompressed PCM data function. It expects audio data in 16-bit sample format.
Words are framed to express a level of thought, which is by no means primitive.
In many cases, it makes sense to store lip sync animation in animation sequence objects and play them instead of using Ynnk lip sync controller component.
Words are framed to express a level of thought, which is by no means primitive. Words are framed to express a level of thought, which is by no means primitive. Words are framed.
Note: the default generation settings are stored in the project settings. Please note, I set viseme curve smoothness to 0. It usually makes animation better for simple morph target-based lip sync. Feel free to twitch generation settings to get the best result. Now let's play animation sequence. We can extract reference to animation sequence from asset user data the same way we did it before with lip sync reference. We don't use Ynnk lip sync controller, so we have to prepare sound wave asset manually. In this setup, we don't need any more Ynnk Lipsync controller component as well as audio component, but we also need an animation blueprint to play default slot.
Words are framed to express a level of thought which is by no means primitive.